Hello again from Brunswick Community College. Today on YouTube, Dolphins basketball as the Brunswick ladies come in at 1-7, 1-2 at home, 0-4 in Region 10 play. Taking on Patrick and Henry, the Patriots 2-2 on the year, 2-2 on the road, and 1-2 in Region play. Today's game is brought to you, as always, by our friends at Coastal Transplants, and we thank them for their support. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you once again. Start of a busy 8-day, 9-day stretch for the Dolphins. More on that later. Let's talk about this game, though. Meet the starters for both teams. First for Patrick and Henry and head coach Herb Daniel. It's number 5, Kamira James. Number 10 is Savannah Staples. Number 12 is Natalia Nascimento. Number 23 is Parisia Singletary. And number 32 is Harriet Hayford. And now for Joe Gahan and your Dolphins starting today. Number 3 is Kayla Smith. Number 5, Skyla Norton. Number 10 is Krishaya McCoy. Number 21 is Charlotte Sherrill. And number 24 is Ryla Mitchell. Patriots last played on Thursday at Wake Tech. Lost that by 30, 75-45. Worst offensive game of the year. Prior to that, they were top 10 in scoring in the NJCAA at 84.3 points per ball game, but just 45 in a 30-point loss against Wake Tech. They're shorthanded, just 6 today. They had 8 all season, a deep roster typically, but some injuries and other things have stymied them. Meanwhile, the Dolphins, 56-46, they lost at Fayetteville Tech on Wednesday, shot just 21% from the field. Skyla Norton, the bright spot, 16 points. Charlotte Sherrill also in double figures in the loss. She finished with 13 in the game. Start of a 3-game homestand wrapped the first semester for the Dolphins, and Hayford gets ready to tip it with Smith as we're just about set to go here from Brunswick. And it's controlled by the Dolphins. Sherrill has it on the right side. McCoy got it to the cutter. It's Mitchell down low, banging it off the glass and in. So Ryla Mitchell averaging 8 points per ball game puts Brunswick on the board first, leading it now 2-0. And let's go ahead and move that off the screen. Sorry about that, folks. I am trying to do way too much. So, 2-0. Whether you saw it or not, believe me, it's true. Nascimento, a good offensive player. Hayford swings it out. Left wing triple is good for Singletary. Parisia Singletary, just 25% from downtown, gets on the board to put Patrick and Henry up. They're without Quinandra Tunstall, averaging 18 points a game. Eva Brill also played sparingly this season, so a couple of players in the rotation normally are out today for Patrick Henry. Then they've got a whole list of about 6 or maybe even 7 other players who have been out. So just one player on the bench, that's Jada Mans, who we'll see at some point. Got to be careful in this kind of a situation if you're Patrick and Henry. When it comes to fouls, you have to watch, because in the college game, if you foul out and you have a couple of players, let's say, foul out for the Patriots, you play with 4, you play with 3, or however many you've got out on the court. That's who you play with. In the pros, it's a little bit different. They assess a technical foul, but you're allowed to keep 5 on the court to kind of, it's pro basketball. They want to make sure people are getting their money's worth. James hesitated, now fires the triple, and oh no, Patrick Henry is 2 for 2 from downtown. This is a good offensive team, as I mentioned. They scored just 45 against Wake Tech, but averaging before that 84.3 points per ball game. Charlotte Sherrill in the corner. This is Norton. Now Smith. Smith going to be called for steps, so the bucket doesn't count. About 90 seconds into this one, and the Dolphins with back-to-back turnovers. Turnovers, a bit of a problem for the Dolphins. They're minus 2.5 per game in turnovers. Really, they got to find a way to share the basketball. Staples for 3, that one too strong. So 2 out of a 3 start from behind the arc for Patrick and Henry as Norton brings it into the forecourt, splits the defense, and that's what I was talking about. She was looking to make that extra pass, but good defense by Singletary. But still, you like the idea if you're a Dolphins fan. Try to share the basketball a little bit more. The Dolphins came in averaging just 7 assists per ball game. Sherrill's got to inbound it from that awkward corner. Just got it in. Mitchell turnaround jumper, no good. So Patrick and Henry with the basketball. They have a 4-point lead. We are 2 minutes into this one. Nascimento, Hayford on the elbow. Swings it out to Singletary, who attacks and scores. So Singletary's with 5 points, and it's 8-2 for Patrick and Henry. All road games so far for Patrick and Henry. In fact, the Patriots won't be at home until January 3rd. They're going to Daytona Beach on the 29th and 30th. Not a bad place to be. Dolphins will be in Florida, too. I'm still waiting for my invite on that one. Smith, nice pass. And Pineapple got fouled, so Mitchell will go to the free throw line on the first foul in the ball game. The Dolphins are going to, actually this will be in January. They're going to be at Palm Beach State for a tournament January 6th and 7th. So they'll be off for the holidays and then go to sunny Palm Beach. They'll take on Montgomery and Lakeland. A couple of strong opponents. It's been a tough schedule for the Dolphins to start the year, and it won't get easier at the beach. I'm just saying, if y'all are looking for a broadcaster, I'm free the 6th and 7th. Krishima wants to be at the beach with the players, too. Mitchell got 1 out of 2, and Patrick and Henry now leading it by 5. Handoff goes to James. And Staples got cut off, then called for steps. So turnover on Patrick and Henry. Dolphins will get the basketball back, trailing by 5 here at the start of this one. We have had some internet issues at the gym, folks, and it could come into play. We saw a little glitch there, so just keep that in mind. Might need to pause the broadcast if it does go down so that I can get it up and going for you again. Cache Morton, early sub off the bench for Joe Gaughan, wearing number 11 on your screen. Sherrill with the shot clock at 7. The runner is short. Rebound controlled by Hayford. Hayford, 12.3 rebounds per ball game. This is a very good rebounding team. Singletary at over 7 a game as well. Right now it's James for Patrick and Henry. Nascimento. Staples attacks, can't get it to go. Rebound controlled by Sherrill. Here come the Dolphins. Slow start offensively. They're feeding Mitchell. Mitchell too strong that time. Tipped for the rebound. Chased down, and it was tapped by Staples. I thought she might have had a hand on it, but the Dolphins come up with it. Norton swings it out. Jumper by Smith too strong. Norton the offensive rebound. She'll put it up short, and the Dolphins just ice cold right now. But they are getting offensive rebounds. Nice cut. Shot blocked out of bounds by Hayford. No, they say it's off the Dolphins. Wait a minute. Now, I think they're going to change that call. I think they just pointed the wrong way. So it is Brunswick basketball. Now, the officials got to talk about it, because Herb Daniel thought it was his basket. Now they change it. Yeah, I don't know. That one is debatable, to say the least. So 6:42 to go here in this opening quarter. Patriots with the basketball leading by 5. Can we just once get a referee crew that gives us a home court advantage? I watch some of the road games to prepare, for these games. These other Region 10 teams get all the calls on their home court. We get nothing. The 50-50 calls never go our way. I'm telling you, if you're Brunswick, bounce them checks. Jada Mann's coming into the game. Lone bench player today for the Patriots is in. Swung to Nascimento. She traveled with it. Natalia Nascimento is averaging 23 a game. She's yet to get on the board here. 6 rebounds, 4.3 assists. I remember her from last year. Team split last year. The Patriots won fairly easy at home, 80-66. That was early in the year. Dolphins won a thriller, though, at home. second semester last year was 89-87. It was a fun game. Brunswick won both meetings in 2020. The bank shot is good for Norton. So Dolphins, in a low-scoring start to this game, have answered with back-to-back buckets to cut it down to 3. So it's 8-5. Patrick and Henry hasn't scored in a while. That should have been a carry by Singletary, but it's taken away by the Dolphins, so no harm, no foul there. Sherrill on the left wing, steps right. Now Smith attacks. Smith goes glass and scores. Kayla Smith is on the board, and it's a mini run here for the Dolphins. 6 straight points. Top of the key, Nascimento. Had it, lost it, got it back. Shot clock still plenty of time on it at 12. Here is Hayford from the half circle, off. And it must have been deflected by Brunswick because it's going out of bounds. So 9 to shoot for Patrick and Henry. And Nascimento will inbound it. Hayford in the corner. Shot clock at 5. James fakes the pass. Shot clock at 2. I don't think they're aware. They have no clue. And it'll be a shot clock violation. Patrick and Henry was never aware of the shot clock situation on the inbound. And we're going to get a timeout. So timeout on the court. 3:54 to go here in quarter number 1. Dolphins trailing by 1. We'll be back in just a moment. Dolphins basketball brought to you by Coastal Transplants. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you from the home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. Going to be with you in person next weekend for the big holiday classic. Talk more about that as the afternoon travels into the evening. Dolphins with the basketball, started slow, starting to pick it up offensively. Nice pass underneath to Mitchell, couldn't get the bucket. Hayford the rebound, throws it full court to James. James rejected by Sherrill. What a defensive play there by Charlotte Sherrill as the Dolphins had the advantage in the offensive set for Patrick and Henry there. It might have been wise to wait for your teammates, but let's see if we're back to live action, so we'll run that replay back right now, as a matter of fact, as the ball was tipped out of bounds. So you see the stop and then the full court press. Not a bad idea, but once you see that defender coming from behind, maybe pull it back there, but a nice block by Charlotte Sherrill. Another inbound here for Patrick and Henry. Just past 3.5 to go here in the opening quarter. Nascimento on the right side with it. Looking for a screen and roll there with Hayford. It's taken away by Sherrill, who's got to tie her shoe. Into the forecourt, it's Krishaya McCoy. Top of the key, Morton. Left side, Norton thought about the 3. Here is Morton. Pass deflected. Sherrill back in the frame after the loose shoelaces dealt with, and then it's poked away from Norton. Another full court pass. James traveled with it. Great transition defense here in this opening quarter for Brunswick. As the Patriots, I mentioned, they like to, it's a good offensive team. They like to push the tempo, but Dolphins getting back on defense. I know Mitchell is out. So Haley Brown into the game. Brown attacks. Brown scores. So right off the bat, Brunswick 7 straight points now. They lead it by 1. Haley Brown, 4.4 points per ball game off the bench. Low scoring first quarter. This benefits Brunswick, though. Patriots team averaging in the 70s. Dolphins just 49.4 points per ball game in their first 8 games. Nice rebound there by Brown. Didn't panic, too, when the double team came. So no turnover. They feed Brown again. Swings it out to Sherrill. Pops the triple. Can't get it to go. Charlotte Sherrill has shot the ball well. The team as on the season, 26% from three. Just 5 of 31 from three in road games and 19% in neutral contests on the road. But the Dolphins as a team at home, 39% from three. Charlotte Sherrill, 8 of 18 from three in the first 3 home games coming into play today. Missing her first, though. Patrick and Henry with the basketball. It's Hayford. Beautiful, unselfish basketball. The bucket no good for Mans, though, but it is tipped out, and they say it's off the Patriots. With a minute 21 left to go here in the opening quarter. Smith back in after a quick breather. Norton checks out for Joe Gaughan's team. McCoy, Sherrill back to McCoy. Good ball movement, Brown to Smith. McCoy skies it for Sherrill. Able to gather in the corner. Floats it for Morton. Sherrill guarded by Nascimento, and Nascimento almost able to get that deflection off Charlotte Sherrill there. Smith from the elbow. Yes. Kayla Smith, her second jumper. She's got 4, and the Dolphins have scored 9 straight points. Few second difference. Game and shot clock as we're inside a minute to play here in this one. This is Staples for 3. Patrick and Henry hit their first 2 3-pointers. They've been stuck in 8 points for quite a while, though. Open look for McCoy for 3. Airballed it. Rebound Nascimento. Throws it full court. Collision. No call. Players diving for it. Staples there first, but called for steps. And that will likely, well, we'll see if the Dolphins, I can't quite see the clock with the banners, so I'm in a blind spot, but I don't think the Dolphins have a whole lot of time here, just mere seconds. Try to get a last shot here with the shot clock off. Well, they have more time than I thought. Smith, Brown, and Brown is fouled. So Haley Brown is going to go to the free throw line here. Oh, are they saying that was on the floor? They're saying it was on the floor. Okay, well. And they don't give any continuation in the college game. That ball deflected. Stolen back by McCoy. Throws it up at the buzzer. It's no good, but a low-scoring first quarter. Dolphins in it on a 9-0 run, and after 10 minutes of play, it's Brunswick 11, Patrick and Henry 8. We'll take time, come back, bring you quarter number 2 here in just a moment. Dolphins basketball is brought to you by Coastal Transplants. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. 9-0 run for the Dolphins, have them up by 3 after Patrick and Henry got out to an 8-2 start They have been ice cold as we're underway here in quarter number 2. Balanced scoring. Kayla Smith's got 4. Mitchell with 3, 2 for Brown and Norton. Catch and shoot Nascimento, and she can get it going in a hurry. That stops the 9-0 run, and we got a tie ball game, 24 apiece. I mentioned Nascimento, 23 points per ball game, 45% from 3. This is the ball movement that I was telling you about that needed to improve for the Dolphins. They are really moving the basketball much better offensively than they have this season. Haley Brown benefits, second field goal for Haley. She's got 4, and the Dolphins back up by 2. Just underway here in this second quarter. Krishima, glad to be with you. Dolphins will be off until Saturday. Next weekend, the Brunswick Holiday Classic takes place. Some of the top men's JUCO teams in the country will be on hand. Count the bucket for Singletary and the foul on Charlotte Sherrill. So opportunity for Patrick and Henry to get the lead back on an old school three-point play. So I'll be at the gym with you on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday against Bryan and Stratton at 7 p.m. Sunday against Southwest Virginia at 6 p.m. Singletary completes the old school three-point play, and the Patriots lead it 14-13. Just underway here in this second quarter. Pass off the mark. It's stolen away by Staples. Staples scoop and score. So good start to the quarter for Patrick and Henry. 6 points already here. 8 points already here in quarter number 2. They had 8 all of quarter number 1. 3 by Norton off the back iron. Offensive rebound by Brown. And how about Haley Brown off the bench with 6 points? Dolphins trailing by 1. Singletary over to Nascimento. Drives in, kicks it out to Staples. Staples will attack, throws it up, gets the bounce. Savannah Staples came in shooting just 14% from the field. Good offensive play there, though. That pass deflected by Nascimento, so Dolphins starting to get sloppy against the trap. Mans left of the lane, bounce passes it out to Singletary, who traveled with the basketball. So Dolphins will get it back. It'll be McCoy to inbound it. So McCoy out on the court with Smith, Brown, Sherrill, and Norton. Bank shot good for McCoy. Krishia McCoy, first bucket. 1 point game again. McCoy averages just a shade under 9 points per game. Staples on the right. Attacks again, rejected by Sherrill. That's her second block, taken away by Brown. McCoy in the corner. Just about 3 minutes into this second quarter. They sky Sherrill to McCoy, and 3-second violation called on Haley Brown. But that's just the first mistake. It's been a good first half for Haley Brown, who's come off the bench. And she has scored 6 points. As you see, the offensive rebound. We're back to live action here in the forecourt for Patrick and Henry. So we'll take another look at Haley Brown's offensive series on that last scoring play for Brunswick the next time we can. James back in the game. James hop steps to the bucket, goes glass, and scores. Kamara James, 12 points per ball game for Patrick and Henry this year. 58% shooter, 38% from 3. Sherrill into the forecourt. 6.5 to go here until halftime. McCoy banks another one. Krishia McCoy. The bank is open on a Saturday late afternoon. Krishia McCoy, 39% shooter. That's what that square is for. I've seen more players in the college game, especially the last couple of years, utilizing that. Like, what are you going to do about her? Nascimento for 3 again. Another dagger for Patrick and Henry, who has scored 14 points in 4 minutes here in this second quarter after scoring 9 in the first 10 minutes. Beautiful cut, Charlotte Sherrill, and the assist by Smith. That is what I'm talking about. First bucket for Charlotte here tonight. I don't care what happens with this game. This is a very good shooting Patrick and Henry team. Dolphins might not be in the position yet where they have the offense to stay up with them, but I will tell you this. This is already a better looking Dolphins team, just based on their offense and defense alone. Count the bucket and the foul for Hayford. She'll go to the line for an old school three-point play. Let's take another look at the ball movement. I mentioned that the Dolphins came in averaging just 7 assists per ball game. That's not going to win you enough games. And it's clearly been an emphasis in practice because you can see the ball movement there. And the backdoor cutting and the moving without the basketball is sometimes just as important. Sometimes we put a little too much pressure, the broadcasters especially, talking about the guards. You know, like it's their fault. You know, if everybody's just standing around offensively and there's no movement, you can't fault the guards for averaging under 2 assists per game. Shot was blocked out of bounds, so it'll stay with the Dolphins here. They trail by 4, nearing the midway point of quarter number 2. But that's how an offensive flow and system is supposed to look, moving without the basketball, cutting, and then the guards having the court vision to find the players. That's going to be a nice steal by James. James turns on the Jets. She'll go coast to coast for the easy 2. So Patrick and Henry matching its biggest lead now. It was 8-2 at the start of this game. It's 6 again. Dolphins got to respond here. In the lane, bucket no good by Smith. And here comes Nascimento and the Patriots. Staples on the wing. Singletary, 4-3, yes. Parisia Singletary gives Patrick and Henry its biggest lead now at 9. 4:21 to go here in the second quarter. And that's going to be a foul on Hayford over the back, trying to deflect the ball away from Mitchell, who's back on the court. So Ryla Mitchell is back in the game. Checking in for the first time is Anaya Underwood to replace Sherrill. Also on the court is Smith. McCoy still out there. And Norton. 5 right now for the Dolphins. Smith driving baseline. Bounce pass deflected off Singletary, out of bounds. Smith to inbound it. Mitchell over to McCoy. Top of the key, it's Norton. Norton throws it up and in. Skylar Norton's second field goal, big bucket. Dolphins needed that one, in danger of going down double figures. So Norton with 4. Haley Brown's got 6 to lead the team. Nice block there by Smith. Nascimento had it shot blocked back in her face, but Staples answers quickly, and it is raining triples here in quarter number 2 for Patrick and Henry. They have scored 25 here in this, 24 here in the second quarter. Dolphins got to keep pace now. Patriots are hot. Dolphins got to keep answering on this end. Shot clock down to 10. 3:24 to go. Spinning, shooting. Norton can't get it to go. And Nascimento with the rebound. Good rebounding guard. She'll bring it into the forecourt now. Singletary attacks. Lost a handle on it. Got it back. Hayford out to Staples. Contested 3 off the back rim. Better defense that time for Brunswick. Got to keep scoring, though. McCoy. Pass deflected, but Smith able to save it. And then James deflects it out. So Patrick and Henry was kind of flat in that first quarter. And you can see once the offense starts flowing, then the defense, there's a little pep in your step. Like you got that morning cup of coffee in you. Oh, boy, the inbound goes awry. Miscommunication there. Steal by Staples. Staples too strong. Offensive rebound by Mans, who's back into the game, and it's intercepted. Pineapple with the steal, throws it ahead to Smith. Smith, pop off the back iron. Mitchell the rebound. Her shot is blocked. Second effort, yes, for Ryla, who's got 5 now. Dolphins trying to hang around. Patriots heating up here late in this second quarter. Nascimento surveys. Bounce pass deflected by Mitchell. Nascimento got it back. Pops from the free throw line, and she is not missing right now, folks. She's one of those players you can pretty much count on getting her 23, but she's really dangerous offensive weapon. She's going to make a four-year school very happy if that's the route she wants to go. I got to imagine there's some coaches watching this right now just salivating over this Nascimento. Mans, mid-range, no. Rebound controlled by McCoy. McCoy going to push into the forecourt. 90 seconds to play in the half. Dolphins trailing by 10. Air ball on the floater by Norton. It's out of bounds. They say it's deflected by the Patriots. Cache Morton checking back in for Brunswick. So Dolphins will keep it. 19 on the shot clock. Norton over to McCoy in the corner. Back to Norton. Shot clock at 11. Norton attacks. Banks it in and out. And, Hayford upset with herself. She had the rebound but lost it out of bounds. Just ran out of real estate. So minute 16 left to go. Dolphins will have 20 on the shot clock. Another sub in. And for the first time, it's Kai Weston into the game. Weston catch in the corner. Morton top of the key. Weston, left wing, traveled with the basketball. Timely turnovers today for the Dolphins. And Patrick and Henry with the basketball, leading by 10. Nascimento running the point with a minute left to go. Give and go. Beautiful offense there. Hayford and Nascimento. That is poetry in motion. Harriet Hayford, good passing center. You always love that when you have a big who can pass the basketball. So Dolphins down a dozen now. Underwood to the bucket. Had it blocked. Dolphins will get it back. Shot clock didn't reset. Weston lost it. And she went behind her back. It was tipped away by guess who? Nascimento. Yeah, she does it defensively too. So the Dolphins are going to have 7 to shoot. We've got a timeout on the court. 31 seconds left to go in the half. We'll be back. So that's a look at the upcoming schedule. Again, I'll be with you in person in the gym for the Holiday Classic. We've got 3 games, 3 men's games on, what day is that? Friday? Yeah, Friday. Then 4 on Saturday, including that women's game against Bryan and Stratton. 4 again on Sunday, including the women's game against Southwestern Virginia. So 6 on the shot clock for the Dolphins. Less than 30 to play in the half. And they're not going to get a shot off as Staples takes it away. That is maddening if you're a head coach. You call a timeout specifically to set up a play, knowing the shot clock's down. Players can't execute. They do get a turnover. Nice deflection by Mitchell. Same can be said, ditto for Staples, who deflects it out. So Dolphins have 5.6 to work with here in the half. The offense has gone awry. Mitchell cuts, throws it off the glass too strong, and Underwood traveled with a 2.5. This likely is the halftime score. So Dolphins had a 9-0 run to end the opening quarter. Led it by 3, 11-8 at one point. And then Patrick and Henry rips the scoreboard here in the second quarter, leading it 37-25. We played 20 minutes. We'll take the halftime break. Be back in about 15 minutes with all the second half action. Don't go too far. Dolphins basketball is brought to you by Coastal Transplants. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you from the home studio in Greenville. A 28 points for a second quarter for Patrick and Henry has them up by 12 points. Dolphins will have the basketball to start as we're underway here in the second half. So, leading scorer for Brunswick is Haley Brown with 6 points. 5 for Ryla Mitchell. Kayla Smith has 4. So does Skyla Norton. Krishai McCoy also with 4, and Charlotte Sherrill has 2. Both teams starting this third quarter off with turnovers. Patrick and Henry at 2-2. All of their games on the road so far this year. Dolphins 1-7, and this is their 4th home game of the season. Start of a 3-game homestand for Brunswick to wrap up the opening semester. Dolphins will host Bryan and Stratton on Saturday of next week, and then next Sunday we'll take on Southwest Virginia. So Dolphins empty on their first 2 possessions. This is Patrick and Henry with the basketball. It's James just 6 deep today for Patrick and Henry. Short-handed Patriots squad has had a slow start to the game. Backdoor cut, the reverse no good, a rare miss by Nascimento. So Dolphins, couple of stops. Got to get some buckets, though, on this end. Norton attacks, throws it up. Yes. Skyla Norton matching Haley Brown for the team's lead with 6 points. First points of the second half belong to Brunswick. It's a 10-point game. Attacking is Singletary. They have not had much of an answer for Singletary either. Nascimento and Singletary have combined the lead Patrick and Henry in scoring. So we've played 90 seconds. Pull-up jumper off the back iron for McCoy. Rebound chased down by Hayford. And here comes Patrick and Henry up a dozen, matching their biggest lead of the afternoon still. Nascimento. Hayford fakes the pass, takes it to the elbow, turnaround jumper in and out. Smith with the rebound for Brunswick. Here comes the Dolphins and Kayla Smith into the forecourt. Nice ball fake there. Norton got it to Mitchell. Mitchell had it deflected out of bounds on her way to the bucket, so it'll stay with Brunswick. Dolphins coming off a 10-point loss against Fayetteville Tech on Wednesday, just 21% shooting in the game. Sherrill, catch and shoot 3. Can't get it to go. Just 1 field goal today for Charlotte. Offensive rebound by McCoy. In for Mitchell. Swings it out to Norton. Norton dared to shoot the 3. Missed it back rim. Sherrill's got the offensive rebound. Swings it back out to Norton. Sherrill, the jumper. No, and the Dolphins are just cold. Can't get into rhythm offensively. They are crashing the glass, though. We've seen a number of offensive rebounds. Just this possession, they've had 4. And a foul called on Patrick and Henry. 7.5 to play. That's Hayford's 3rd, so she's got to come out. Mans comes in. Remember, just 1 sub off the bench for Patrick and Henry, so total fouls certainly going to be a factor, although it's been a pretty clean game for both teams. Sherrill with the shot clock at 11. Over to Norton. Mitchell. Bounce pass to Smith. Yes! Great ball movement. And Kayla Smith now with 6. So Brown, Norton, and Smith all with 6 points apiece. Brunswick down by 10 again. Nascimento left in the lane to Mans in the corner. And she's going to get a tie-up with Norton. And the jump ball possession arrow favors Patrick and Henry. I think sometimes officials are a little too quick to call the jump ball unless there's a clear tie-up. So it looked like Norton might have won that battle. Catch and shoot Singletary. No, an offensive foul is called. Herb Daniel is upset. So an offensive foul negates that triple by Singletary. And that's a warning, I think, on Herb Daniel. So he's got to be careful. You don't want to get a technical foul. I don't know what they're discussing at the scorer's table. It should be Dolphins basketball. Let's rock and roll here. Norton into the forecourt for Brunswick. Mitchell cuts in. Nice defense there. We've said that a few times about James and then a reaching foul on Brunswick. But Kamira James, couple of nice steals in key moments in this game. And player is shaken up for Patrick and Henry, the Patriots. And I believe it's that's Nascimento over there shaken up. That is not good if you're a Patriots fan. Nascimento, the team's leading scorer right now, already a short-handed Patrick and Henry squad. And Nascimento, the body language does not look great right now. We've got an injury timeout, folks, so I think we're going to get back to basketball here. So Nascimento is going to come out. Coming back in is Hayford. Remember, she's got 3 fouls, so if you're the Dolphins, got to recognize that. Start to attack the bucket. But hopefully Nascimento just shaken up, and hopefully she'll be okay and able to return for the Patriots. Right now, Singletary with the handoff. Staples from James. Here's Hayford. Singletary attacks. Shot clock still plenty of time at 12, Singletary extra pass. Staples for 3. Yes, they cannot miss a triple right now. Patrick and Henry. Worst offensive game of the year on Thursday at Wake Tech. They are making up for it here in quarters number 2 and 3. Norton out to Sherrill for 3. Yes! Charlotte Sherrill. Her first in 3 tries. She's got 5. Dolphins trying to hang around here. Here is Staples. Hayford out to James. Guarded by Smith. Gets a screen. Now Staples to the cutter, James. Looking back for Staples, that's going to be a backcourt violation. So Dolphins will get the basketball back. Good news, Patrick and Henry fans. Nascimento back into the game quickly for Hayford. That's a good sign. So Brunswick gets it back. Norton inbound it. Dolphins have trailed double figures since late in the second quarter, trying to cut it to a single-digit deficit. Attacking is McCoy, had it blocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Patriots. All road games in the first semester for Patrick and Henry. They're going to Daytona Beach on the 29th and 30th of this month. Sherrill trying to heat up. Can't get it to go from the corner. Chasing down the rebound, Staples. So Nascimento into the forecourt. Get up on her, please. She could have easily had a wide open 3 there. Singletary spinning in, and we got another jump ball possession arrow favors Brunswick. So Dolphins are getting stops. They just can't find any consistent rhythm offensively. We're just past the midway point here in the third quarter. Window's still open, though, very much so for Brunswick. Got to start capitalizing on the offensive end, though. Here is McCoy. Tacks to the bucket. Throws it up too strong. Tip for the rebound. It's out of bounds off Brunswick. Can the Patriots get back on the offensive flow? Singletary to Nascimento. She attacks. Lost the handle. Got tied up. Third jump ball already here in this third quarter, and it'll stay with the Patriots. Out goes McCoy. In comes Morton for Joe Gaughan. Shot clock at 11 for Patrick and Henry. James top of the key. Shot clock at 2. They got a hoist. They do, and it's a banker, and it goes for Staples. Are you kidding me? They're saying it's a 2. Foot was on the line. That's the way it's been from the second quarter on for Patrick and Henry. Everything easy breezy on offense. Contested shot, no good. Morton got the offensive rebound. Brown, no. Brown, second effort blocked. Defensive rebounding has been the problem today for Patrick Henry, or they'd be up by more. Charlotte Sherrill went for the steal, extra pass, another 3, and this time it's no good, finally, from Staples, who finally misses one. And guess what? We have our 4th jump ball. This one benefits the Dolphins on the rebound attempt. So 3:36 to go here in the third quarter. Dolphins trailing by 12, get the basketball on the possession arrow. But got to find something offensively here for Brunswick. Full court presses on here for Patrick and Henry. Brown back into the game. Great minutes off the bench. Had it poked away, though. Brown had 6 points in the first half off the bench. We have our 5th jump ball possession arrow, and Patrick and Henry will get it back. This one getting to be more like a rugby match. Singletary, handoff traveling on Nascimento. 3:17 to go here in the third quarter. Dolphins are getting stops. The problem is the Patriots are also getting stops. So right now, neither team doing much offensively. Smith out deep. Sherrill surveys. Back to Smith. Bounce pass deflected. And we got another tie-up. 6th time we've had a jump ball here in the third quarter. And the Dolphins should keep this one. Kai Weston into the game for Brunswick, replacing Smith. And Underwood's going to come in for Brunswick, and she will replace Brown, who might have gotten whacked on the head. So Dolphins get the basketball again. Sherrill will inbound it. Sherrill gets it back in the corner through the hands of Underwood. That's going out of bounds off the Dolphins. He just can't get it going offensively here today. So we go inside 3 minutes, 2:52 to be exact here in quarter number 3. Patrick and Henry leading by a dozen, turn the basketball over, almost turn the basketball over is what the broadcaster should have said there. As off the tip, they get it back. Nascimento from Staples. Nascimento over to Mans, left wing. Shot clock is at 5. Here is Staples swinging it out. Nascimento got to get it off. She recognizes it, just draws iron. But nice defense there for Brunswick. Morton with a good box out as well. Here comes Sherrill into the forecourt for the Dolphins. Smith left wing. Spinning and blocked but fouled. It'll be the 3rd team foul on Patrick and Henry. I believe Brunswick still with just 1 here in the third quarter with 2:05 left to go. Free throws to come. Skyla Norton, 61% free throw shooter this season. Rims in the second. So Norton's got 7. The team's leader in scoring now, Skyla Norton. And it's an 11-point game, 44-33. So we go inside 2 to play here in the third quarter. Staples had it blocked. Underwood's got it. Here come the Dolphins. Norton Attacking Norton, ball fake, rejected Nascimento. Underwood follows too strong off the bank. Morton chases down the rebound, and it's deflected off James. So credit the Dolphins for working in this game, at least. The offense has not exactly been great today for Brunswick, but they are working on that offensive glass. I bet they're close to 20 offensive rebounds in this game. It'll be interesting to see the box score after this one's over. Shot clock at 8 for Brunswick. The little hezzy, the runner no good. And we got a foul called on Brunswick. So Norton couldn't get the runner. Then Dolphins, was it a foul on Patrick and Henry? I think it might have been a turnover. I think they traveled on the rebound. Dolphins get yet another crack at it. Sherrill will inbound it. Norton down to Underwood. Underwood double teamed, and she's going to be called for traveling. So the Dolphins turn it over. So Patrick and Henry will get it back, leading by 11. They haven't scored in a while themselves. Just one free throw for the Dolphins in a while. Patrick and Henry's been stuck on 44 for a while as well. So they're going to have an opportunity at the free throw line. Patrick and Henry had 9 points in the first quarter, 28 points in the second quarter, and they've got 7 points here in the third quarter. But they've maintained this double-digit lead because the Dolphins have been consistently cold here tonight. James at the free throw line gets the friendly roll. Kamara James, 50-50 free throw shooter on the season. Gets the friendly bounce. Patrick and Henry has its biggest lead at 13 now. Dolphins breaking the press, looking to push. Coast to coast, the layup is good by Norton. So Skylar Norton's got 9. She leads the team in scoring. Patrick and Henry briefly take its biggest lead. Now it's back to 11. About 13-second, 14-second difference game and shot clock here. Now Cemento top of the key. Singletary. Handoff to James. She'll attack and score. Last shot time for Brunswick. 17 seconds to work with for the Dolphins. Norton looking to be aggressive here. Swings it to Sherrill. Left wing triple. Off the back rim. Offensive rebound Weston. Still time for Brunswick. Got to go quick though. Norton off the back iron at the buzzer is no good. And the Dolphins trail 48-35. We go to quarter number 4. We'll be back here in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. That's me, Chris Shima. Glad to be with you from the home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. Dolphins basketball brought to you, as always, by Coastal Transplants. So, 48-35. Dolphins have done a nice job defensively here today. They have crashed the glass offensively as well. A lot of offensive rebounds, but the shot's just not going down for Brunswick. Leading scorers, Skyla Norton, she's got 9. 6 points apiece for Kayla Smith and Haley Brown. 5 for Cheryl, 5 for Ryla Mitchell, 4 for McCoy. And I think that's it. That's all the scoring here today. We have a timeout quickly called by Herb Daniel, so we're going to step aside as well. That's a look at the upcoming schedule. This is the start of a 3-game homestand for Brunswick. We'll be with you at the Holiday Classic next weekend, and then back remotely in January, Cape Fear and Fayetteville Tech, that first full weekend in January. Dolphins, in between the Holiday Classic and those games in January, will take on Montgomery and Lakeland. They'll be at the Palm Beach State Tournament January 6th and 7th. Singletary with 4, step back triple, no good. And it's off Brunswick, out of bounds, they say. James was chasing that down, thinking it was last touched. I think everybody thought it was off Patrick and Henry. The officials might talk about this. I don't think our camera person believes that it's off of Patrick, off of Brunswick. So they're going to stick with it, it looks like. Terrible call, but not much we can do about that. I'm telling you, get them rubber checks out at Brunswick CC for these officials. Get them rubber ones out. Don't use the good checks. Staples over to James in the corner. Shot clock down to 2. Hayford's got a hoist. She does. Off the back iron, no good. Offensive rebound, put back, no good by Singletary. Now she's fighting, and we've had about 30 or 40 jump balls here in the second half. If you're just joining us, that's going to be a jump ball there, and Brunswick will get it back. Dolphins still have time if they can catch a little fire here. Patrick and Henry came in. We don't have the stats. Wake Tech never posted the stats from the game, so the offensive numbers are a little skewed higher than they were after the game on Thursday for Patrick and Henry, but came in averaging over 84 points per ball game. And the Dolphins have held them to 48, but they just can't get it going on this end of the court. Nascimento into the forecourt. It's been good defense by the Patriots. I don't want to take anything away, but they haven't played great defense. They have not done well. Defensive rebounding has been terrible for the Patriots here today. It's just the Dolphins cannot capitalize on it. And we got free throws to come. First foul here in the final quarter on Brunswick. Was apparently not in the act of shooting. How is that not in the act of shooting? Dolphins are going to bring in 3 new players. McCoy back into the game. Mitchell back into the game. Smith back in. They join Norton and Sherrill as the 5 on the floor for Brunswick. Inbound to Singletary, was poked away by Sherrill. Smith came away with it, now brings it into the forecourt. Mitchell driving, spinning, and coming up short. Nascimento into the forecourt. Give and go with Hayford and traveled with the basketball. 8:07 left to go in the game. Patrick and Henry is trying to help the Dolphins stay in it, but can we get a bucket here for Brunswick? Just 10 points here in the second half for Brunswick so far. McCoy. Bounce pass to Mitchell. Mitchell. And that was good defense by Hayford, who might have gotten a hand on it. I think Mitchell's got to slow the game down a little bit. It seems like every time she gets the basketball, she is determined to shoot no matter what. And that was an opportunity, I think, where maybe collecting, gathering would have been the better way to go there. Same thing on the last possession. She attacked the bucket, determined to shoot it no matter what, and the defense was just camped out waiting for her. So that's one of those things, you know, as a freshman, you learn as you go, and I'm sure when they look at the tape, they'll go back and have that conversation. Foul called on Brunswick. That's going to send Kamira James to the free throw line again. Hit a couple earlier, 50-50 free throw shooter on the season. Second team foul on Brunswick here in the final quarter. Missed them both. Rebound controlled by Smith. Mitchell throws it away as James was there to take it right back. Cutting is James. Out to Hayford. Back out deep triple. Nascimento way off. Mitchell with the rebound. Norton attacking. Norton can't get it to go. That's a strip on the shot attempt on the putback by Sherrill, so Charlotte will go to the line. With 7:01 left to go in the game, Sherrill gets the friendly rim there. 62% free throw shooter, Charlotte Sherrill, with 6 points tonight, and make it 7. Update the score on the screen. It's down to 11. Nascimento. And that was, they say, touched out of bounds. All right. I hit the replay in time. We're going to take a look at this one. I don't think these officials have proper eyesight. So we're going to run that back. I don't normally do that to officials. I don't use the instant replay to critique the officials. It's junior college basketball, and, you know, they're not D1 officials most of the time. But that looked terrible. Smith, nice attacking play, and now it's single digits, so Kayla Smith up to 8 points. And we're going to get a timeout. So let's run this back. Was this touched? Let's run this back again. Was it touched? I'm going to do this a third time. No, I don't think Mitchell had her arms up even until after the ball was released. So anyways, terrible call, but we'll take a timeout here and come back. Dolphins trying to make a run, down by 9. Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to eat some crow here. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. I now think it was touched. I blew it up. I blew the replay up on the big monitor during the timeout, and I do think Mitchell might have touched it. Oh, I hate it when I'm wrong and the officials are right. But what I think happened on that deflection was that Mitchell touched it kind of after it was released, and I don't know how to describe it, but it wasn't initially blocked by Mitchell, but the way she swung her arm down, is when I think contact was made with the basketball. So I think the officials got it right. Oh, it kills me to say it, but yeah, that might have been a really good call if it was. So I got to eat some crow. But the Dolphins are getting stops here. Out of the timeout, they get another one. Can't convert, but they trail by just 9. Patrick and Henry was at the free throw line moments ago with a chance to have their biggest lead, and that shot rejected by Smith. What a block. They had a chance to go up 13 or 14 points. The free throws were missed. Dolphins starting to respond. And here's one of those little things in basketball where you have a swing like that. It's those mini runs that happen in a game. Sherrill, easy look in the lane. And the lead is 7, but nobody back on defense, and Nascimento's never going to miss that. So Charlotte Sherrill with 9, but poor transition defense off a make for Brunswick. And Patrick Henry back up 9 points. Sherrill into the forecourt with Norton and McCoy. Also Smith and Mitchell. Sherrill out to McCoy. McCoy steps inside the arc. Yes! Krishaya McCoy's got 6. Dolphins down 7 again. And now it's a steal. Sherrill. Jumper by Norton off the back iron. Rebound fought for, it's deflected. Can McCoy get there? She's going to be tied up with 2 defenders, and the possession arrow will favor Patrick and Henry. So the Patriots will get the basketball back. Dolphins still very much alive, though. Nascimento Singletary. Dolphins trapping, able to get it out to James. Nearing 4.5 to go in the game. Big possession here. Staples top of the key. Cut off, got it to Hayford. Shot clock is at 4. James attacks, Staples fires. Oh, she has been daggers today for Patrick and Henry. Absolute daggers. Cutting the soul out of you. Savannah Staples for 3 again. Lead back to 10. Smith to the cutter, McCoy. Puts it up, no, but she's fouled and will go to the free throw line. That was a killer triple there. Dolphins still fighting, though. Now Krishaya McCoy with 6 points. 47% free throw shooter. Looking good on that one. Up to 7 tonight for McCoy. McCoy came in over 50% shooting in 3 of the first 8 games, over 60% twice. From the field, that is. Just 1 out of 2 at the line, though. Rebound on the nice box out by Singletary. Nascimento between the circles. Patient offense for Patrick and Henry. Shot clock is down to 7, though, so they got to get cooking here. James bounce pass deflected out. It's at 2. James attacks, throws it up, no, and that should be a shot clock violation. It will be. Dolphins getting stops again. 3:33 left to go in the game. They get the basketball back. We're going to get a foul called here on Singletary. And McCoy going to go back to the line. Off on the first one. 3rd team foul on Patrick and Henry. Dolphins still with 2. McCoy misses them both. Tip for the rebound. Chasing it down is Staples, but she traveled with the basketball. So Brunswick will get it back off the turnover. Norton on the right wing. Steps right, fires the jumper, and hits. Norton in double figures, lone player for the Dolphins in double figures with 11, and it's 46-53 as my scoreboard froze for a minute there. So 7-point game, Dolphins get another stop. Plenty of time. McCoy attacks, throws it up, can't get the bounce. Mitchell tips it out. Sherrill from the elbow, no. And the rebound controlled by Hayford. Big stop there for Patrick and Henry. Now they look to push. Singletary with 2.5 to go is fouled from behind. Both teams with 3 team fouls. And it'll be Parisia Singletary at the free throw line. If these stats are right, she has really struggled from the free throw line this year. No, the stats are not right because I've got her as 23% free throw shooter. That form right there, that tells you right there the stats is wrong, folks. So Singletary hits the first. Lead is 8. Chance to make it 9. Yeah, she ain't no 23% free throw shooter. That's almost impossible to do, by the way. So 9-point game, 2:27 to play. Looking in for Mitchell, puts it up, no. Trying to chase the offensive rebound down. Here's McCoy, off the back rim, no. Ball batted out to Charlotte Sherrill. She'll pop a triple, no. And the rebound controlled by James, who pushes it into the forecourt. 1-on-1 and scores. McCoy tried to sell that offensive foul, and she started falling about a second before James hit. Was in the paint even. We're going to get a jump ball called here. Possession arrow favors Brunswick, but Patrick and Henry answering with a couple of big points and pushing the lead out to double figures inside 2 minutes to go. It's going to be tough now for Brunswick. They'll call timeout to talk it over, though. Minute 53 remaining in the game, and it's Patrick and Henry 57, Brunswick 46. We'll be back. Dolphins basketball is brought to you by Coastal Transplants. Chris Sheeman here with you from the home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. We're watching the Brunswick Dolphins and Patrick Henry Patriots from Brunswick Community College. Minute 53 left to go. It's Dolphins basketball. Charlotte Sherrill got to find somebody. Cutting in is Smith. Throws it up, no good. Ball tipped away from Singletary. Another offensive rebound for Brunswick. McCoy, Sherrill, and the deflection by Staples. Shot clock at 12. Minute 41 to go in the game. This is a must possession here for Brunswick. In fact, they're pretty much all must possessions down the stretch here now. Dolphins briefly cut it to 7. Smith, shot clock down to 6. Boy, this is what you want if you're Patrick and Henry, making them run clock. Mitchell got to put it up. She got blocked but fouled from behind with 1 on the shot clock. And again, how is that not in the act of shooting? Mitchell should be at the free throw line here. So 90 seconds to go. Dolphins will have another crack at it with a fresh 20. But they got to go quicker here. And that goes through the hands of Smith. It's saved over by Norton. Norton attacks, throws it up, can't get the friendly bounce, and Hayford collects. So that was a big stop for a couple reasons for Patrick and Henry. They ran like 40 seconds off the clock and also didn't get any points out of that sequence. And Patrick and Henry content to take this shot clock way down here. It's at 6 right now. Now they got to start making something happen. Oh, Staples finally missed one. 47 seconds left to go. Bounce pass goes awry. Mitchell diving for it, but James takes it away. James has made some terrific defensive plays. She's got 3 or 4 steals here today. The shot clock, I believe, and game clock are separated by only a few seconds. So Patrick and Henry is going to get out of here with their second Region 10 victory. They're going to go to 3-2 overall, 2-2 in Region 10 play. All of these games on the road so far. They can take the shot clock violation if they want to. Instead, Mitchell with the foul. That's going to send Hayford to the free throw line. Or no, they called it on Hayford. Yeah, they called it on Hayford. So Dolphins will get it back. Shot clock is off. Brunswick, meanwhile, tough offensive start to the season, going to continue. Under 50 points again as they fall to 1-8 here today, losing to Patrick and Henry 57-46. We'll be with you again next weekend at the Holiday Classic. Come on down if you can. If you can't, I'll be with you on Saturday against Bryan and Stratton at 7, and then Sunday against Southwest Virginia at 6 p.m. Once again, your final Patrick and Henry